Sobriety Essays number 20, Just Some Memories.
Just some memories. April 19th, 1984 was not just another day for me. It was the end of an end and the beginning of a beginning. I could not go on as I had been going, and I had no place to go. I reached out for help. I asked God for help, and help is what I received. A fellow alcoholic told me a year earlier how he had quit drinking. He said, "I gave my drinking problems to God. I gave my living problems to God. I am only responsible for the first drink, and I am only responsible 24 hours at a time." I did not know what he was talking about, and today I know exactly what he was talking about. When I entered the world of Alcoholics Anonymous, it was via a hospital alcoholic recovery unit. I wanted to learn how not to drink. It never crossed my mind that one way to not drink was to quit drinking. I just wanted to be able to stop drinking when I wanted to stop drinking. Being an alcoholic, I learned that the only way to stop drinking was not to pick up the first drink. Taking away the alcohol from me, eventually the obsession left me totally unprepared for living life on life's terms. Like putting an infant behind the steering wheel of a car and handing him the keys, what to do. It was suggested to go to 90 meetings in 90 days, and I did that, for I had no other place to go, and I didn't have any better ideas. In fact, as a result of destroying the love and trust of a long-term marriage, things at home were no better. I would rather be in a meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous than at home with her, so I attended 7 and 8 meetings a week. It was suggested that I hang with the winner. I did that even when I didn't feel part of or accepted. My best thinking got me drunk, and my best thinking got me where I was. I had to completely surrender to the fact that my way was not working, and I could see that this AA way of life was working in other people's lives. They weren't just sitting around talking about, they were living it. So I did what was suggested. Slowly my life changed. The true miracle was that God gave me the willingness to show up and participate, and to apply these suggestions in all areas of my life. There are some special people in my life that are part of special moments in my life that created special memories. The first 9 months were filled with high peaks and deep valleys. Somewhere in that 9 months, things began to change because I became willing to change. I got me a sponsor. His name was Jack A. He has given me many things. Probably the most important thing he has given me is love. There was that moment in my life when I hit a second bomb and I could not love myself. He taught me about love. He gave me his own time to walk with me through the pain, and I didn't drink. I learned more about love from a man than I had learned in 20 years of marriage. I had never tried to pay him back for that moment. I have, to the best of my ability, tried to pass this love on to the men that call me sponsor. I have, to the best of my ability, passed this love on to my wife and to other people in my life. I have come up with a definition of love that I dearly like. The definition of love is the ability to do something for someone else, not wanting or requiring anything in return. That's unconditional love. There was that moment in my life I was in deep depression and not feeling part of. I was sitting next to Jan A., that's Jack's wife, and she reached over and took my hand and held it. I knew that I was not alone. I would ask questions before and after the meeting of Greg C., and he would answer me straight and honest and with caring. Kurt S. gave me something that has become part of my life. I asked him, "How do you live one day at a time?" He said, "All you have to do is whatever is directly in front of you at the moment." I truly believe that at one point in my life that has saved my life. Watching others setting examples was important to me. Richard G. set an example of participating in one's own sobriety. I dearly love Gary D. I walked into a meeting one night and he made the mistake of asking me how I was doing.
I told him exactly how I was doing, and it wasn't good. He asked me how long I had been on the program. I told him 9 months. He said, yeah, he said, you're right on schedule. Today I know he was right. Gary shared with me a couple of sayings that I hang on to. A problem shared is half a problem, and a joy shared is twice the joy. He was right on with that too. To Susan S., I send my love, for she taught me what friendship is all about. She also taught me that I didn't have to allow people to push my buttons. There are so many people that have contributed to my life and are still part of my life that I can never mention them all here. I have good memories and I love you all. One of the joys of some time on the program is the joy of watching growth in those that have followed me into the fellowship. Barbara Kay was there when I took down my 1-year checkup at the hospital unit. Dee Dee, how far you have come. Jack and John, the friendship you guys have developed is an example of all. The courage of Pat, the changes in you somewhere between their 9th and 11th month was like a rose blooming with full glory. Somewhere between my 11th and 12th month, I watched my own marriage change just like turning a light switch. It wasn't working one day and the next day it was. My wife told me once that the old foundation on which we built our marriage lasted as long as it was supposed to last, and then we just went out and built a new one. Today she is my wife and my best friend. Today she is no longer my higher power or my mother. God willing, we might make 25 years this October. To you that call me sponsor, it says in the big book there is no better way of staying sober than helping another alcoholic find sobriety. I love you and I know why I have the willingness to give my time to you. It was because a man I called sponsor gave that love so I would be able to pass it on. It is my hope that you learn to pass it on so you can keep it too. To you newcomers, future friends, this program works and it works very well. Pray to God for the willingness to show up. When things seem the darkest, quit thinking and show up. Hang with the winners. If you don't know how to work the steps, throw ego aside and ask. Go to the meetings, then go to the meetings after the meetings. Friends will appear in your life. Read the promises on page 83 of the Big Book, and they will come true if you're willing to work for them. Do your best to live one day at a time, and the miracles will come to you.